adding and subtracting positive and negative. Add, subtract, positive and negative. There we go. We have negative plus and negative. What is it? 0 minus minus negative. And minus minus. Negative minus minus. And then net minus minus. Negative 4 minus 4. Okay? Remember that some of you are able to do it just simply by thinking about money. Spending money and then spending more money. Having no money, but then reducing negative 43 from you, okay, from the account, and okay, you also know that negative and the negative together back to back like that equals a positive, like that over here. So using those other tricks that you know, you could solve this, or simply you can follow the strategy we learned in class. Locate the number, negative 25. Okay. Face the direction. Okay, I'm going to face the positive direction, so I'm actually looking at negative 24, right? When I face the positive direction. But then I'm being told to walk backwards. So if I'm facing the negative direction, I have to walk backwards to even more negatives. Okay, so go ahead, pause the video, complete these 4 now, and check in a minute. Okay, now that you've paused the video and ready to check, let's take a look at what you did. Negative 25 plus negative 16. It's a negative and then again a more negative. They add together and they get even further into the negative side. So this will be negative 25 plus negative 10, negative 35, negative 41. That's what you should have. Okay? Over here you have 0, but remember these two turn into an addition. Okay? So you should have just 43. Over here you have negative 4 plus 4, okay, equals 0. And then negative 4 and negative 4 together is negative 8. Okay, negative 4 and negative 4. Okay. You could also write this one here the same as like so. Negative 4 plus negative 4. It's the exact same question. Equals negative 8. Okay. Continuing on. On the test, you will be given something that looks like this. Okay, a jar full of positives and negatives together. What is our balance? Well, in order to find the balance, you have to just cancel each other out. The ones that you have, and whatever you have left over is your balance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, positive 10, will take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to negative. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So your balance is actually negative 6. Right? That's what this number here is. It's negative 6 in total. How many positives do you need to have a positive balance? Well, you actually need another 7 positives on this side, right? Another 7 positives so that you can cancel out these negatives. And then your answer could be positive 1. So that you can have a positive balance, you need at least plus 7. Yeah? Okay? So you need at least plus 7 positives to have a positive 1 balance. Okay? Other questions could be like, what will be the new balance if you remove negative 6? Let's say we remove negative 6, and I take my pencil, and I take this one away, this one away, this one away, this one, this one, this one. And now I have 10 negatives and 10 positives. What will be my new balance? If you're saying 0, you are correct. Okay? Okay, in your books, answer these 2 questions. You know that this balance here is negative 6. What would happen if you remove 7 negatives? What will be your new balance? You remove 7 negatives from here. What will be your whole new balance? Okay? Please give me that. And then, what if you take this balance here and you add negative 3? What will be your new balance? If you added 3 more negatives to this, what would be your other new balance? Okay, we'll check that in class, boys and girls. Please go ahead and complete it. You can pause the video now actually, and we'll check it now. We won't have time to do it in class. Okay, pause the video and do these 2. Well, if you were to remove 7, remember over here that this negative 6 is no longer applicable because you're taking this balance and you're removing 7. So remove 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you only have negative 9 plus 1. Your new balance is 1 positive. That's all you would have left over, just this guy over here. Okay, because this would all cancel this out, right? Okay, and what if you added 3? So we know right now that all of this is negative 6, right? But what if we added 3 to it, 3 negatives? It would give us 9 negatives. Okay, for this one there will not be any question. This is simply just a review of what it means to have standard notation, number and word notation, exponential notation. Standard notation is the number written as we say it, just written in numerical notation, standard, normal, okay, just like that. Number and word notation means you write a number and then you spell out the rest. This is the number 1000. Here you actually write a number and then a word notation. Number, okay, this is the number 1,000,000. You write the number 1 and million. And exponential notation with the scientific notation as well. Scientific notation you would have to multiply with a number like 3 times 10 to the power 3. But this is exponential notation. You remember that you count the number of zeros, but you write a 10 with the number of 0, 1, 2, 3, and you write the 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you write a 10 with 6. Okay, and so on. This is exponential notation. So boys and girls, don't forget that this is what these mean. Tomorrow's test, you will have to fill these out. They might give you a number and you'll have to write it like this, or they'll give you this and you have to complete these two. Alright, I hope that helps. And finally, drawing a line graph. Okay, right here we have a line graph. Remember, boys and girls, that always look at the title first so that you know what you're looking at. If you don't have a title and you're making one, make your title first. Then pick your axis. Your axis, you'll have increments on this side, and you have to be very careful how you choose your increments. These ones increments by 20. You see 20, 40, 60, 80, and so. And then along the bottom, they want to show time. With line graphs are good for showing time. Remember that bar graphs are good for comparing amounts, but line graphs show time. Okay? Also, you want to label what you have. Percent of total household, and the year along the bottom. So let's label this. Go ahead, pause the video and label this graph. Draw it and label it. Take your time, please. Remember, this is important because you have to do it on the test. Okay, so I would start by choosing where 0% is, and that's on 1940, as you see there. So 1940, and we have 0. Okay, I would label it like that. And then I would look for 12%, which is just over in 1950. So there's the 1950 line right there, and 12% will be just around there. And I will label that as well. Okay, there we go, just about that. So that's done. And then 1960 is 88%. It jumped all the way up to about here. Okay, about there. Sorry, I should make it a little bigger. And then in 1970, 96%, just about halfway. Okay, right there. And then 1980, 98%. 98% in 1990, and in 2000, 98%. Now that I've put my dots, I can connect the dots like so. Okay, and that's how you would do this, boys and girls. And that is all. We will see you at on the test tomorrow. Okay, I hope you have taken advantage of this study guide. Take care, boys and girls.